So here, like kind of work is not like that. What I am specialized to work on.
So, but you are in good company, right?
Yeah, it's a good
Very
company.
flexible
Yes.
company, right?
Yeah, IBM is very good.
Okay, okay, okay. But financially have some issues, right? Means increment or something, right? Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
This
somewhat.
is this is
Yeah.
your choice. Just I have asked to you. So can you tell me about yourself? What kind of technologies you have used and other things I have already seen education background and everything. But I want to
Okay.
know your technical exposure. What kind of things you know that?
Yeah. So from the technical perspective, I am specialized in Java, Spring Boot, and microservices.
Mm-hmm.
And Quarkus also is a kind of a cloud native framework. They built upon Java only.
Mm-hmm.
So I have worked on that also, and the difference is like a little is much faster than a Spring Boot. This Quarkus framework because they use their own JVM.
Okay,
So
okay. Means that
yeah,
is a
so
product of JVM only, right?
yeah, product of JVM. They use like Graal BM or one
Mm-hmm.
JVM machine is there.
Mm-hmm.
So they use that, and like performance is like they take very less time while starting or rebooting or giving response
Mm-hmm.
compared to a Spring Boot and all.
Okay.
And apart from that, from the JPA perspective, like I have used Hibernate and JPA
Mm-hmm.
to do database things, to fetch database related records, or like to persist to do CRUD operations from the database side.
Mm-hmm.
I have used this JPA 2,
Mm-hmm.
and from the database, like I am familiar with almost like all SQL databases. I
Okay.
have worked on.
Okay. 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 That is okay. Fine. So
Yeah.
now I will ask you regarding to microservices. So in microservices, you know about design pattern, right?
Yeah, design patterns.
So
I know.
what kind of design pattern have you used microservices?
In microservices, like if he the from the design pool perspective, like I have this circuit breaker and API gateway, like
Hmm.
to
So
route
which
the
one is
request and
best,
all.
circuit breaker or API gateway?
Come again? I
I'm
did
asking
get to.
which one is better, circuit breaker or API gateway?
Better, I can like API gateway is like most commonly used. So I have worked on this API gateway
Commonly,
only
I
to
know
route
that
all.
commonly used, but if you
Yeah.
want to analyze which one is giving the better performance or better realizable,
Okay. For mhm.
so where we
So
can.
like currently, yeah, like I am using AWS as a cloud. So there, like I am using the feature one service of AWS cloud is API gateway.
Mhm.
So I think this is as a like this has a much better like optimization
Means
and all
you
those things
you are
related.
using API gateway of the AWS, right? Services.
Yeah, AWS
So you
services.
have not used Eureka or other things.
No, like our all the APIs are registered in API gateway,
Hmm.
and from there, like we do kind of
So what is the
testing in
name
data.
of AWS services which is manage the this gateway related information, discovery registry and everything managed by the AWS services name? Can you please tell?
So, like API gateway is a service in the
No, no,
AWS.
no. Service, I know that. But
Yeah,
you know, suppose you have a 1000 API. All
yeah,
APIs instances have different.
yeah.
1000
Right.
API,
Mm,
I want to tell you, suppose
mm.
you are writing any one database, one services. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
your big application have so that you broke down around 1000 APIs. Okay. So that
mm,
small piece of particular module you have deployed in AWS.
yeah,
Okay.
mm,
So inside, suppose I give one example. You have a product, you have a customer, you have retailer, you have
mm,
supplier, you have lot of things are there if you are
yeah,
making a shop site. Okay.
mm, mm.
So
Many components.
correct. So
Yeah,
all these component we have just assume that 1000 100.
mm,
I just reduce it to
yeah,
100. Inside
yeah,
one module have a 10 5 API or 10 APIs. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So 100 API you are deploying in 100 cloud EC2 environment.
yeah. Easy
Right.
to use.
And
Mm,
S3 you have the system
perfect.
environment APIs.
Yeah, mm.
So system environment have created Tomcat and everything like that database.
We
Everything you
have
have managed
registered
in
it.
the S3 environment, in
Yeah,
the S3 services.
mm,
And elasticity EC2 you have managed the all APIs of
yeah.
whatever you have deployed.
Mm. So
So
actually, like in our application, we have many different accounts in AWS. So like we have different capabilities. Like currently, I am working for a airline company.
no, I think no.
So
Actually, I know
yeah,
that. I want to know
yeah,
the internal processing because of if I am asking, so further round will team ask you. If you are not cleared
mm,
about these things, you will stuck on that side.
mm,
So that's why I am just screening you what things you know that.
mm, no,
So
yeah,
Java. I think you have mentioned OOPS. You have good knowledge of OOPS concept. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So what is OOP concept?
Yeah, OOPs are like building blocks for object-oriented programming.
Hmm.
So in this, like we have a different strategy, like four types of a strategy we implement using the OOPs.
Hmm.
So we have inheritance, encapsulation, abstraction, and polymorphism.
Hmm.
So based on
So
this, we write our
what is the encapsulation?
yeah. Encapsulation is like we wrap the variables,
Hmm.
like we encapsulate the variables and method inside a class.
Hmm.
Uh, so this is the way like we encapsulate all those
No,
variables and
class.
method
I
inside a
think
class.
class is a
Yeah,
blueprint, just
blueprint.
as a
Hmm.
classification of variable and method how to define. This is the structure. If you
Yeah.
should tell about, so it will not
Hmm.
perform as encapsulation. So what?
Yeah, we like variables, so we can declare, we can make those variables as a private, like we, if we have a sensitive information and all, we
Hmm.
don't want anyone to change the value of that variable,
Hmm.
so that we can create only getters only, and we will not allow to change the values of all those variables outside the application and
Hmm.
all.
Hmm.
So by this way, we can encapsulate all these things, and we can restrict the users to access all these variables.
No, users, how do you restrict users? I think this is the problem like that. Users, whatever you want to show, user can see. You don't want to show
No,
user, nothing will see.
no, users in
Restriction
the
meant
sense like,
user, this is the permission. If you are telling about the
mm,
permission, so you can
mm,
grant the permission through database, you grant permission through the some other mechanism like that you can use AWS token, you give the
yeah,
access, this token allow
no,
to only.
not kind of, yeah, not kind of access. So suppose like if I have a class with 4 or 5 heads,
Hmm.
and I have declared all those variables as a private
Hmm.
and all, and I have defined only the getter
So
method, so
this
I
is a
don't,
not a part of user restriction. It is a part of another class restriction.
yeah, another like class level restrictions we can say.
If you want to, if you want to, don't call that method and variable in another class. So you can
Yeah.
write as a private. So this is not a part of
Mm,
encapsulation. Dear, you understand this point.
mm,
Why I am asking, if you telling I am clear about the host concept, so you should be much You must be good knowledge about that. I will tell you, oh,
Hmm.
encapsulation,
Yeah.
if you go inside the definition is telling clearly bind the data and method into the single unit. If you are not aware about the unit is a real time entity.
Yeah.
Real time entity, who is a real time entity? Object is the real time entity.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you link the each and other thing through the definition, you will get the answer. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Means your variable and method, if you have bind into the object, this is the encapsulation. So where is come the private and protected? Let me
No, no,
know.
like that way we implement like how
Yeah,
polymorphism, like we
implementation is
can.
different. I am not talking about the
Yeah.
implementation. I am talking about the encapsulation. But
Yeah.
you are explaining the definition. You already told me that variable and method you bind into the single unit. So where is
Yeah.
implementation?
No,
So
like after that I
just
went
you just
ahead, like.
you because of why I'm suggesting you. This is not my opinion. I just take your interview,
Yeah.
and I feel you are good or bad. I can give the feedback. This is not my problem. But why I'm telling you, because of
Hmm.
if you have a good knowledge. So if you are coming, if you are writing any word, so you just keep in mind what kind of question will come. You always remember that.
Hmm. Yeah.
So this if you telling, if suppose I will ask you about the abstraction, you will not give the clear answer. You will link to the abstract class and abstract interface. But this is not a part of abstract class and interface.
Yeah, that is like a part of like so abstracting the things.
Hmm.
Oh,
Abstracting the
yeah.
thing of the encapsulated value.
Yeah.
This is the abstraction.
Hmm.
That definition, what definition is telling? What do you want to expose? You
Yeah, and what
want to
you don't know.
expose anything else without implementation of method that called be encapsulation.
Yeah.
So what do you expose? Expose means how to expose. So means if your data and methods are available in database, then you will expose.
Yeah.
Everything you know. If you go behind the books, so
Hmm.
writer is writing, suppose you have a car. Inside the car have a engine is a class.
Hmm.
Inside the engine have some methods, mechanism,
Yeah. How it
how it is
opens. Like,
producing energy, you don't know.
yeah.
So you
How
you
it
can
starts, how
explain
it
about this thing,
stops.
but you cannot come into the real picture. This is the thing
Hmm.
about that. So because of engine internally is working, generate the pressure, and if
Hmm.
pressure is generated, so pixel is go up, and your
Hmm.
vehicles tires will be move it, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Just 1 minute.